it was quite a shock. It affected me in two different areas, both as far as church and just home, like in the area I lived. It started right outside my church, and the church was kind of cut off like for like a week, and it somehow managed to just spread through to Hackney, like near my house. So we couldn't leave home for a while, and it wasn't a nice experience coming right like back into the country from Germany, seeing that. So yeah, it wasn't pleasant, and it kind of caused one to kind of be in like a moment of thought, like for quite a bit, to just kind of question and wonder what had gone on and what was the reason for the riots to spread throughout the country the way it did. So it wasn't a nice experience at all, but it certainly was an eye opener.
It did actually have a couple of restaurants over in central London, and it did affect us quite a lot because obviously people got scared and said, "Oh, we can't come out because we're going to get killed, etc." And we lost a lot of trade because of it.
Personally, we were closed for those 2 weeks. We generally closed in those 2 weeks because we do festivals outside of the UK. But from what I heard, there was obviously a bit of panic around. The market did a really good job in obviously making sure everyone was okay. Garage doors were closed early, everyone was asked to leave early. So yeah, that's all I can comment because I wasn't here.
They didn't affect me a huge amount really. I live in Brixton, sort of just up the hill, but didn't really affect me too much. I think obviously stayed away from the sort of town centre for a couple of days, but yeah, it didn't really affect me too much, to be honest.
Not very much. I mean, it was. I think it was a little bit spooky. There was one day when kind of everything closed down at about 3 o'clock, and the big supermarket on Acre Lane sort of closed its doors, and there was a sense that people were kind of scurrying home and kind of wanted to get indoors and lock up a bit. But I didn't see any trouble. I think there was a little bit in the town centre, but curiously enough, I think things were concentrated more towards Clapham Junction than Brixton, which I kind of think is sort of an issue for Brixton in the sense that anything that's bad that's happening in South London, people tend to tag it onto the Brixton name without really knowing where it's going on. So, but personally, I didn't have bad experience.
I came back to Clapham Junction station and I saw like buildings that had been burnt down, and it was quite a shock because what I heard while I was away wasn't, wasn't really taking any notice of it. So when I came back, I was like, wow, this is quite serious.